Yo, what up with it? What y'all doing in here? Are you coming to check out the lighting? Yo, well, let's get into it, because we got them on. So as y'all can see, this video is a little different starting out. How was that? Your boy finally got a tripod. Now I can record everything that I'm actually pointing at and talking about, and you guys can actually better relate probably versus me holding my camera and just walking around like a goon pointing at everything. And the main reasoning for this is, well, my wife gave me some constructive feedback. And let's just say she called my videos trash and more or less seemed like I was a toddler walking around just talking about God knows what, shaking the camera back and forth. So, thanks for the help, honey. So with that, let's get to talking about the lights. As another side note, before I even get into that, you will see here out of the corner of my eye some of the clownfish swimming by. These guys graduated quarantine 2 or 3 weeks ago. I went ahead and moved them over. They were good to go. We're about to go get another batch of quarantine fish. I will probably do all of that in a separate video, along with some Black Friday deals that I bought. As you can see here, your boy's already wearing some swag. I'm in a windbreaker in my fish room that is 76 degrees. It's hot as shit, but I have to show it off. As well, I'm still super behind on all my videos again, so I apologize. But the tank's been cycled for 3.5 months. The lights have been up for probably a month and a half or so. I didn't turn them on until about the 3-month mark or so, and then I gave it a week, whatever that timeline is. Gave it a week, watched the lights on it, and then I moved the fish over because they graduated quarantine. But let's actually finally get into talking about the lights. So what we have here is 4 Ecotech Marine XR30 Gen 4 Pro Radions mounted, give or take, about 13 inches from the sides of the tank for the far left and right ones, and then from those I have the middle left and right 30s mounted about 25 inches, at least now it's 25 inches, on center. When we first lit up the tank, after we got everything mounted and whatnot, I loved it. Looked phenomenal, great spread. Then after about a week, my OCD finally kicked in and I started noticing some shadowing. The shadowing was actually coming from the center bracings that are on the tank that hold it together. Not really the glass piece that holds the structural integrity of the tank together, but it's the black trim lines that I guess I could have removed, but these are used to hold the glass tops or your screen tops in place. I use glass currently. They were just starting to leave a black line that I could vaguely see when the lights were on, so it ate away at me. So I hit up the Facebook Marketplace to see what I could find if anyone was selling anything. Lucky for me, a guy in Kansas City was getting out of the hobby, and I happened to be going back to Kansas City that week, so I made him an offer. He had 2 Ecotech XR15 Gen 4 Pros for sale, and I ended up talking him down to $300 for both of them. And he also gave me a bunch of his LED mount, or the same thing, Radion mounts, and I ended up selling those. So now I really have only spent like $200 for both XR15s, and now it has given me a complete full coverage spread to not even have to worry about the center bracing anymore. And as I said, these are now more evenly spread out, and I believe between each Radion fixture, it's about 12 inches. I think maybe in the middle it's a little more spread, but there's also a middle piece here that I can add another XR15 if I find the chance down the road to find one super cheap and just throw it in there for more spread. With that, again, very happy with everything. It looks great. Down the road, especially since, well, Black Friday's here right now, I might get a set of the Reef Bright XHOs for the actinic pop, not so much for the boost and par because I'm only going to be using probably 2 of them. But mounting those on there would give that bright fluorescence throughout the day that everybody wants to see, because everybody wants to see a pretty blue tank all the time. The Radions themselves are actually sitting on the slide mount rack or track, I think is what they sell it as. We ended up buying 2 of those. I believe I got the 50.5-inch model, so I have 2 of those mounted together throughout here. And as you can see, I don't want to do it right now, but these will slide back and forth very easily if I ever need to add more lights, remove lights for cleaning, anything like that. It's easy to take everything off. Have to deal with all the cord management and whatnot, but that's easy enough to do. With those, we drilled some, I can't remember, not pilot holes, but basically, what are the, I can't remember what the, step hole drills or step bits. We use that to drill a nut through the middle of the tracks and hose down some all thread to go through these to where we basically attach them with a nut at the end here, and then the all thread goes up into the ceiling top fixture, which this is actually something I just built myself out of wood and painted it black so everything matched. So basically the top light rack that's attached to the, what are these, my joists, are perfectly mounted up into the system here, and then the all thread has a 2-inch gap or 1.5 inches, I can't remember, gap to where I could put a nut on at the top here and a nut down here, mount the track, and it would stay perfectly level. Well, we had to level it, but I mean it's on there. Like I could literally jump up here with an elephant and I don't think it would go anywhere. Elephant might kill it though. Who knows? With that, I had leftover piping, and we decided to take those and cut them to length and cover up the all thread to make it look like one cohesive unit fixture. And I really enjoyed the way everything turned out. So I've been doing more research about thinking of adding the XHOs. I've noticed that a lot of bigger YouTubers use the 80-20 extruded aluminum material, T-slots I guess, or struts, I don't know what they're exactly, I know they're called T-slots. But they're completely modular, and I wish I would have known about this sooner. I still like my fixture a lot, but if I had the choice, I would go with that material because you could probably, honestly, it's going to be close to the same amount of money or even cheaper. It's just the way that you can build stuff out of it is completely modular, and with this hobby, you can always add and remove stuff and test different things out. Be really cool. Luckily for me, though, I like what I have, and because of how it's mounted to my joists, my plan is to, down the road, get some that sit on top of here and back here a little bit, and what you'll see is I'll be able to run at least the 72-inch, which is the biggest that they currently have by Reef Brite for the XHOs, and I could probably put one back here and mount it to the back wall there as for like stability and balance, but basically everything's going to be resting on this. It won't go anywhere, and it'll all blend because it comes in black, which this aluminum track is already in black, so it all should match and look pretty good. So that's my plan down the road, and again, if anyone's looking into it, I would check out some of the other YouTubers right now that have it. I think Eat Sleep Reef does one where he gives a complete breakdown of how he built it, or Devin from Reef Foods has built a couple and they look really good, so I would give those a look. But really, besides adding those, again, that's an upgrade down the road. I'll tackle when the time is, because you know we like upgrades. And that's really basically it for the lighting. Again, they haven't been on yet because it's early morning, but let's go ahead and turn them on right now so at least you can see what they look like with it on. So this is basically it. Now looking at it, I probably could have left the lights on or turned them on earlier for this whole video. I was worried that the blue was really kind of going to distort stuff out. I'm not going to retape everything because that'd be hell. But yeah, this is it. I run my lights currently at 12 hours a day. 50% intensity from the max. It usually ramps up to 30 by I think 11:30, and then from there at 1 or so it goes to 50% all the way out until about 9:30. I think it starts ramping down to 30, and then 30 to 0 towards midnight. But yeah, I really enjoy it right now. It looks great on the rock work. Algae isn't too bad. I just put in a cleanup crew as well, so it handles a lot of that. We'll see though over the next coming weeks how algae keeps breaking out, if I need to add more cleanup crew or dial back the intensity a little bit, or even the time frame. But so far it looks great, and I really like the way it turned out. I've got a lot of stuff still to finish in here, as you can see. But as always, thank you guys for stopping by to check everything out. Let me know what you think. Subscribe, it's free if you want. Hit the like button, and as always, your boy will catch you in the next video. Peace. Yeah.